WEBN Cincinnati. A different kind of radio station.
Woo, they're off and running all right. The 1986 WEBN April Fool's Day Parade, and I must say, one of the finer parades I've seen in the number of years that I've been able to do the color commentary here. The very Kurt Gary now in the booth after spending 2 glorious hours in the sunshine. A lot of people are getting hot down there. Remember, those popsicles are cool and satisfying, so pick one up if you're getting a little thirsty on the side. That one ought to do it for you. We're going to put in a little mic in the mechanics. Silent running as the WEBN Fool's Day Parade continues. Well, we're going to have to break into that one because a very special float, the first entry in the 1986 Fool's Day Parade. This is their first year around here, brought to you by the Hyde Park Business Association. It's their musical representatives. I wanted to make sure we announced this before they got by the booth here. It's the Teeny Bop Skateboard Band and Drill Team. Absolute perfect precision. They've been practicing for weeks on the sidewalks of Hyde Park. They've had a few casualties here and here, but they're a pretty sight, I must say, with their brightly colored knee and elbow pads. Stay out of their way, though, if they come down the parade route. Occasionally, forays onto the sidewalk have caused some minor problems for pedestrians today at the Fool's Day Parade. Glad we caught those boys. They worked real hard to get here and be their first year at the WEBN Fool's Day Parade. Let's take a shot at Ozzy Osbourne on WEBN. Oh, there they come again. Our Lady of Perpetual Motion Marching Band going around the square one more time as they have for 10 years now. New this year, though, their majorettes are sporting brand new pink and purple poodle skirts, and I must say they do look great. Kurt Gary here with the live color coverage of the 1986 Fool's Day Parade. A special announcement to be made right now. John Denver has taken the ultimate challenge and will announce today
John Denver's concert in space.
Stay tuned to WEBN for all the details.
Brute Force Records brings you the most foolish offer of the year.
'Cause Raymond Berry's the leader of the pack.
The greatest hits from the losers of the Super Bowl, the Patriots fight songs.
There's a football team from the neighborhood. What are you gonna call them?
If you thought the Patriots stunk in the big game, wait till you hear this record.
Refrigerator, the way you drink and eat. Wonder how you manage to move your feet.
The Patriots fight songs, almost as bad as the team they're backing.
Watch out, Bears, these Pats are gonna stomp all over you.
Put your backfield in motion and get yours today.
We love the Pats.
From Brute Force Records.
And we are grilling.
The label that knows that winning isn't everything, but losing sure sucks.
On a day like this, it's hard to believe anything you might hear. But there is one thing you can believe. There'll be no fooling tonight at Annie's. Annie's is ready to rock. No fooling, just rockin'. That's what you'll get all week at Annie's. Tonight through Saturday, you can rock with Rosie. And tonight, Rosie will pick up the tab for all your drinks from 8 to 9. Wednesday is Ladies' Night at Annie's with the hunks of men of the 80s. Free admission for the gals and ladies' drinks for only 75 cents. Thursday, admission is free with 2 low bar and pitcher prices from 8 to 9 at Annie's, where Rosie's rocking all week and buying your drinks from 8 to 9 tonight. This time, that time, anytime. Annie's is ready to rock. Annie's 4343 Kellogg. We're not fooling, we're rocking. Call Annie's hotline and find out more. 321-0220.
Thursday, a crooked client uses Simon & Simon to dump his beautiful wife.
I got a one-way ticket back to the chorus line, and you guys come over to say you're sorry.
And Rick and AJ are out for revenge.
We want to run a sting.
They team up with a real pro.
Hello, boys.
She's called a roper.
Well, I wrap the mark in a pretty little ribbon, and I bring him into the store.
But it's a dangerous game that could cost them millions.
We made a horrible mistake.
And their lives. Simon & Simon, Thursday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain on CBS TV.
The very Kurt Gary with the live color coverage of the 1986 WEBN April Fool's Day Parade. A little later on today, we're going to go and visit with Ira Joe Fisher as he talks with financial wizard John Grundy in the J-Core Sky booth. They're going to be discussing the new Ira Joe account. But right now, let's go right downtown and talk with Mary as here it comes. It's the Imelda Marcos float.
Well, thanks, guys. Along the parade route now comes one of the gaudiest and largest floats in recent memory, the Imelda Marcos shoe float. It says here it's constructed completely by Filipino slave labor and being pulled by dozens of expatriate Filipino podiatrists. Oh, this float consists of a huge pair of ruby red slippers made out of real rubies, I might add, filled to overflowing with shoes. We've got pumps and slingbacks and stiletto heels and running shoes. Oh, running away shoes, I suppose she would call them. And here's Imelda now, appearing in a puff of smoke. Imelda emerges dressed as Dorothy. Look at those pigtails. She's joined by the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Lion, and yeah, they're all played by Ferdinand Marcos. Kind of looks like the Filipino Quick Brothers. What a show. A homeless matron and her three stooges, brainless, heartless, and cowardly. And now they're throwing shoes to the crowd. And the heels of those gigantic ruby red slippers are starting to click together. Imelda and her three stooges chanting, "There's no place like home." Crowd's turning a bit hostile, though. Some folks even lobbing those shoes back at her. Good shot. Huh, you know, there are giant banners in the crowd, I gotta tell you guys. They all say, "Why you?" It's obviously a reference to Filipino Mrs. Benny Yu, formerly of Fairfield, who's been deported. Seems she overstayed her tourist visa. Where's the INS when you really need them? And, you know, there's been some call to deport this float, too, expatriate Filipino podiatrists and all, but there it goes, just one step ahead of this definitely hostile crowd now. The crowd seems to be chanting, "If the shoe floats, sink it." Well, there it goes, though, the Imelda Marcos shoe float, destined perhaps to march on and on, kind of like the Our Lady of Perpetual Motion marching band with no place to call home. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mary. Oh, what a wonderful float. Coming up a little later on, we're going to have Sylvester Stallone right here for the 1986 Fool's Day Parade on the Rambo float. That's coming up in just a moment. Certainly a guy who could take one hit to the body.